Okay, it's Monday morning, about 8:47 on November 29th. I had a dream last night. Let me show you my computer screen to see the date. Hopefully you can see that. Okay, so I had this dream last night, and I almost never dream, and it was very vivid, and so I thought I better write it down. So again, this is November 29th, 2021, and I'm just going to read through this and then kind of give my quick interpretation of what I think maybe it means. Okay, so all right, I'll try and do this without having to look down too much. So let's see. It's an apocalyptic time. It's dangerous everywhere. I am driving to deliver a special medicine to an unknown group of people. The roads were chaotic and maps didn't work. It's just kind of very, very chaotic. I have in the car with me they're faceless believers, and they're believers in both God and whatever this medicine is that we're carrying, and we're all dressed in red. Alright, so we're on our way, and prior to reaching our destination, just before we get there, we were blindsided by a black SUV. We crashed, but we were unharmed. I seem to recognize the car and notice a multitude of faceless, large black figures exit the vehicle, one after the other. Very similar to, like, if you're familiar with the Matrix movie, how the Smith agent replicates himself, and then they all kind of look the same, and they're just coming out from everywhere. It was like that, and there's just like 30 or 40 of them coming out of this vehicle. It just doesn't make sense that they could fit all in there, but it was just very, very strange. So anyway, we were able to get out of the car, and we have the medicine, and we're running towards the building that we're trying to get to, and it's about 100 yards away. And as we're running, we hear massive gunfire and feel the bullets go through us, and we feel the pain of the bullets, we feel the pain of the shots. And we make it to the building, we get inside, but we're like, we're going to die. And as we go through the door of the building, we collapse. And I begin to check my other team members, and amazingly, there's no blood and there's no wounds. And I'm astonished. And so I take off my jacket that I'm wearing, because I don't see any wounds or blood on me, and I hold it up to the light, and there's at least 30 bullet holes in the jacket that I was just wearing. And I'm unharmed, totally fine. So we're like, okay, this is crazy. So then I turn and I look out the window to see if the black figures are still approaching. And what I see is they're literally killing every single person that's outside. So these are people that aren't, they're dressed in gray, I would say, most everyone. The different colors seem to really have a meaning. But anyway, they're dressed in gray, and they're killing everyone. And these people are dying from the same guns and bullets that they shot at us, but we were fine. So they're killing everyone in sight, and everyone's dying. And then they're just about to get to our building, and they're coming towards our building. 3 white figures appear like lightning out of the sky. Almost like, I don't know if you're familiar with the Harry Potter series, but when they apparate or whatever, and then they show up, it looks kind of like that, where there's like this white smoke, and they just appear. And there's 3 of them standing there, and they're dressed in white, and they stand between the black figures and us. Then I hear the one in the middle step forward and speak, and he says this: "My remnant is faithful." Then the dark figures attempt to rush the building, and the center figure, the white figure in the center, he holds up his right hand and simply snaps his fingers. Instantly the black figures disintegrate and are blown away by a gentle breeze. And then I wake up. So kind of a crazy, vivid dream. And as far as my interpretation, obviously the color is significant. I'm not sure what the medicine represents. I think the medicine may represent the gospel, or possibly the truth. You know, it doesn't necessarily have to be an actual medicine. I really don't sense that it is. I think it's metaphor for something else. Obviously, we're all dressed in red, and I feel like we're the remnant, that are willing to go out and do the hard work of you know, being in this chaotic world, and doing what we're supposed to be doing to deliver this medicine. And the fact that we're in red, I feel like represents, you know, that we're covered in Christ's blood, therefore we are protected, whereas people who are not, the great people dressed in gray, are not protected. I think obviously the black figures represent, you know, the demonic forces, especially at high levels, that are, you know, clearly in charge of the world, and able to do whatever they want and kill wherever they want. But that moment when the white figures show up, and of course there's three of them, which I think for me just represents the Trinity, and obviously the middle character I believe represents Jesus, given that he's been given all power and dominion over everything. So, and I find it interesting that there's not a battle. There's in that moment there is simply a declaration, by the Jesus type white figure, that the remnant is faithful, that it is the remnant that is the ones that are doing the work, and that those are the ones that are protected, and those are the ones that he, you know, is beloved and will not be touched. And then at the moment that he decides, it's not even that there's a struggle or that there's any kind of a need for him to fight. He simply just snaps his fingers, and these very, what are seemingly powerful people to the rest of the world, are just obliterated in an instant. Anyway, that was the dream. I mean, there's probably some other stuff in there, but that was kind of what I took away from it, and not sure if it was just, you know, my brain kind of subconscious doing some things, or if that was really from the Lord. I don't know. That I'm not sure of, but I just found it interesting. So anyway, I found it encouragement, even though it's a little intense. I found it encouraging, but I'm not sure if you will. But anyway, that's what happened. So take care and God bless.